Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Horror of It All, brought to you by Lights, Camera, Pop. I'm your host, Richie Graves. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Um, I know I'm having a good week. I know it was a little hot over the weekend, which I really didn't mind so much. I did some lawn work, some mulching, and I almost became a flag. Yeah, almost final destination myself, so to speak. I was, you know, raking, didn't see the flagpole with a star on the end of it, and thankfully I had a bandana on because it hit me right in the side of the head as I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, I almost became a new flag hanging from my house. But with that being said, hope everybody's been keeping it spooky this week. Wanted to talk about a few things. I've been really looking forward to doing this episode because we're going to talk about the first wave of guests that were announced at for the Horror Realm Con in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I had the privilege of being there 2 years ago and got to talk with a lot of amazing people, super cool guests, vendors, eh, patrons. It was a lot of fun. So big shout out to Horror Realm and Rich Dalzotto for putting that convention together. But I will be on here talking about the first wave of guests that's going to be on there. But and then after that, I'm going to go into my ranking. Last week I did the ranking for my favorite Halloween franchise and what I like the best, and I thought it turned out pretty good. I didn't get any hate for it, which is good. So either A, Yins didn't mind it, or B, you just didn't listen. So this week, I'm going to do not Friday the 13th that I had teased last week, but this week I'm going to do Rob Zombie films. And I listen, I don't care what anybody says. I love Rob Zombie films. I like his music. I like his movies. You just keep bringing them. That's what I want to see. I really enjoy it, and I'm all here for it. So if you want to keep making them, please do so. You can come at me. You can hate me all you want, but um, yeah, I really do. I really enjoy his films. They're dirty. They're gritty, grimy, and somewhat disturbing. And not somewhat. They are. There's some of them that are quite vile, and they keep by the end of it makes you want to feel like you want to take a shower and wash the filth off of you. But that's what film is about, making you feel a certain type of way. I always said that about Evil Dead Rise. Like I got done watching that movie, and I just felt like I felt so weird. I love Evil Dead Rise. I feel was such a good sequel. Not I don't feel that it was a sequel to the original Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi Evil Dead. I think it was more of a sequel to the remake from 2013 Evil Dead. That's what I feel. But we'll talk about that at another time. So yeah, the Rob Zombie rankings will come up after the discussion of Horror Realm. But first, I want to give a couple shout outs. Um, Big shout out to the Spooky Market. They were in Pittsburgh, put on their first show, did super amazing from what I understand. My co-host of Lights Camera Pop, Mike Smith of Nomad Comics and Collectibles, he did very fairly well, and from what I understand, had a great turnout. The pictures that I saw looked phenomenal. It was great to see the pictures from Time Bomb Toys and Monster Mart. It was great to see those cats on there. Excuse me. So, big shout out to those guys, and really, I'd like to make it to Spooky Market later on because I know there's going to be a couple more um, spots coming up within the coming months. I apologize for the stuttering because you know me when I'm doing this by myself, I'm like so. um, Another shout out, like so, I've been listening to a lot of music lately, and well, I'm always listening to music. I'm a vendor for a soda company, so when I'm throwing up my cases of pop, I typically have my AirPods in Well, earbuds. I don't wear AirPods anymore. I got new earbuds because the mic works. It's easier to use. Anyway, and so I'm just constantly either listening to some podcasts, which not a whole lot, being that I podcast myself. So I try not to listen to podcasts just because, for the simple fact that I don't want to feel like I'm copying anybody. That's just me. That's just me. I don't know. I always have that fear. And for the actually, I do have that big fear about that because I had wrote a short film called Dead Memories. Never shot it, of course. It was on the table. I was trying to have an Indiegogo for it going, and didn't get a whole lot of traction for it, and that's okay. That's okay. It's not dead in the water. It's something that I would like to still continue to pursue, but for now, that one is out. Looking into a couple other things right now that I had written. But anyway, some folks that had read it said, "Oh, this sounds like 28 Days Later." Has a, excuse me, 28 Days Later feel, and I'm like, I've never watched 28 Days Later. Sorry, don't hate me. Um, so I purposely never watched it now because I didn't want to see any of the comparisons, and I was worried about that. So it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, I have a couple more shorts that I had written. One called Skin Deep, which that one I'm looking to shoot, and The Laugh that I'm looking to shoot. So look for those. I'm hoping my goal is by October. That's my goal. But anyhow, back to the main meat and potatoes of this. As I'm listening to music, and I'll say Thursday, it was the evening before work, and I had seen a band come up that caught my attention because I had, and I don't want to say a friend. It's like one of those things where you meet people and it's like, oh, hey, what's your Facebook? What's your Instagram? And then you follow them. And then you maybe have like an interaction. You like a couple pictures here and there. And that, so, but I will still consider her an acquaintance. And I had seen that she had posted that new album out now. I was like, oh, well, this is piquing my curiosity because the album cover, I was like, oh, so dope. Uh, Brain Dead by Sunday. I had listened to this album at least 9 times. At least 9 times. I kind of probably lost count because, like I said, as a vendor and I have AirPods and I keep it on repeat and I just keep going. It is a phenomenal album. You need to go out, Spotify, check them out. Brain Dead by Sunday. Follow them on the socials, TikTok, everything that you can. Check them out because let me tell you, the vocals, the guitars, the band is just amazing together, and they complement each other very well. And it is like very horror-esque rock. And I'm telling you that right now, it's like if the Hex Girls from the Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost, and I mean that in the utmost compliment, that if the Hex Girls were in person in an actual band, Lexi, the singer, could 100% be Thorn. Like the haunting, gritty vocals, and she has a. No, I don't want to say just she. I apologize. The whole group has a big future ahead of them. And like I said, this is their debut album, Brain Dead by Sunday. And they sound like they've been doing this for years. Such a clean album, and every vote or every song, every track, unskippable, and they just flow right into the next one. But yet each one sounds different. You know, some groups have like it's a consistency. Their sound just always sounds the same. Not this. This is great. Passion for Sin is a phenomenal song, and it's just what it sounds like. Drop World and Loss are two of my favorite songs on the whole album. Melody of Tragedy, Distant Light, Salvation, Lovers and Sinners, Serenity of Eternity, The Witch's Revenge, 9 tracks. It's an easy, quick listen. And let me tell you, by the end of the 9th track, you're going to be wanting more. So, like I said, go check them out, support them. Local group from Pittsburgh. You will not be disappointed. Also, that came out yesterday, midnight, the 12th. Yes, midnight. Insane Clown Posse brought out the new final 6 Jokers card of the second deck. Now, I don't know if you're a Juggalo or not. I was an old school Juggalo from back in the day. Like, I seen them at Metropole for the first time. I seen them at Icy Light Amphitheater. I've seen them at Ross Draver Ice Garden, and I used to really dig them. Then they just kind of started to fall off a little bit. In my opinion, not trying to throw shade or hate or anything, but this second deck that they put out, the first album from it, Bang Pow Boom, was one of the best. But sadly, I feel that they peaked with this album, and then every album after that, just mostly unlistenable. Especially like the Marvelous Missing Link albums. There was like a double album that it was mind-piercingly bad, in my opinion. But some people dig it. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. But this one, the Naught is easily their second best album of the second deck, but it's still mid at best. But it has more of a hand, like within the 4 Jokers cards that came prior, I feel like I can't even make a full mixtape album. Maybe an EP of tracks that I actually dug from the past 4. This one here, it's the whole thing's mid at best, but it's still, it has some good tracks. Moving on though, so I just wanted to like give those quick little shout outs, especially like I said, Brain Dead by Sunday, ICP, definitely worth a shot to listen to the ICP album. If you're a Juggalo, you're most likely gonna like it. But hey, who knows? Now on to the Horror Realm Convention. Listen, they had moved. They were at the Crown Royal Plaza in South Hills. Now they're moving to Green Tree in Pittsburgh at the Doubletree. And it is February 27th through March 1st of 2026. Now, last week I had mentioned that they had done they released the first guest, Grim Life Collective. Again, you should go check them out. They're on YouTube. Absolutely phenomenal. I would love to have them as a guest on the show. And I kind of did like quick little notes of who's who there, and that way you can kind of get a feel for it. First and foremost, Jennifer Jostin. Jennifer Jostin was in House of a Thousand Corpses. She played Mary, which is a phenomenal Rob Zombie movie. It's his first. But Jennifer Jostin will be there. She was in Milo, Deep Impact, countless TV roles, Drew Carey Show, Gilmore Girls, Nashville, American Horror Story. She was, I believe she was in the 3rd episode of The Murder House, which was the 1st season. Moving to Silent Night, Deadly Night. I'm not sure. This is a movie from the 80s. These movies are wild, like very wild horror films. Robert Brian Wilson, who played Billy in Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Tara Buckman from Silent Night, Deadly Night. She was also in Cannonball Run, Freddy's Nightmares. And Eric Freeman. Eric Freeman was in Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. So, if you're some Silent Night, Deadly Night fans, it would have been cool. I know that when they posted it, they said that we missed a opportunity to do this as a Christmas in July post. But if you're a fan of the horror Christmas movies, Horror Realm is going to be the place to be in February. Next up, first appearance at the Horror Realm Con. This one's like really exciting for a lot of people. I'm super geeked about this one. William Catt. William Catt, you have to know this name. Believe it or not. The Greatest American Hero. House. Carrie. Yeah, William Catt. he's going to be there. Really excited about that. I think that's a pretty awesome deal for him to be coming for the first time at Horror Realm. Dana DeLorenzo. She is another first timer, and she was in Ash vs. Evil Dead. So I know there's a lot of Evil Dead fans out there, and Ash vs. Evil Dead had its following. This is another pretty big one, and from what I understand, Horror Realm has been trying to get them for the first time, or for the first ever con back in 2009, and it was Eduardo Sanchez. Eduardo Sanchez is the writer and director of the Blair Witch Project. He also directed episodes of Supernatural, Yellow Jackets, Goosebumps, so many other more things. Next up, from Jaws 1 and 2, and the original 1981 Halloween 2, Jeffrey Kramer. That'll be an exciting one, especially for a lot of Jaws fans. Rounding out the first wave of guest announcements with 3 of the big names. Not that any of the other names wasn't big, because they were. But these ones here, you'll understand why I saved these ones for last. So, Andrew Divoff, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Divoff. Andrew Divoff. He played the Djinn in the Wishmaster series. He was the Hans Gruber of the film Toy Soldiers. An amazing actor. He's going to be there. That right there alone is enough to be like, yes, I'm going to Horror Realm. But making his return from 2 years ago, Bill Moseley, Chop Top, Otis Driftwood, Mr. Suitcase, like Johnny from the 1990 Night of the Living Dead remake from Tom Savini. Like Bill Moseley, Cornbugs, Spider Mountain, the albums, you need to check those out there on Spotify. But let me tell you, I got to meet him, talk with him a little bit, and he is a phenomenal man. Very professional. And he when you talk to him, he reminded me a lot of Sid Haig. When I got to meet Sid Haig had that appeal that was like, he was just as excited to meet you that you were to meet him. So I highly recommend, if you get a chance, check out Bill Moseley, meet him, shake his hand, and you will not be disappointed. And lastly, from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, Stretch herself, Carolyn Williams. Yes, Carolyn Williams, Stretch. She was in Hatchet 3. Like, I cannot stress like how awesome it is to have Bill Moseley and Carolyn Williams here in the same room together at this convention. So again, there you have it for the first wave of the Horror Realm Con, coming at you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Green Tree, Doubletree Hotel, February 27th through March 1st. All right, so moving on to my rankings of Rob Zombie's Halloween films. Like I said, I'm sure that like nobody will classify anything. Sorry, Remy, my puppy is like laying under my feet. So nobody's gonna really agree with my ranking except for the number one. I feel that the number one Rob Zombie movie is probably the same for everybody. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So, but number 9, and I listed these as the ranking, but again, I do not dislike any of them any less, because I do like them all in their own way, and I enjoy watching them. But number 9 is the animated film, The Haunted World of El Super Beasto, which established from a comic book, Spook Show International, which I had given to my co-host, Mike Smith. I had the first 2 or 3 issues, I can't remember, and I had given them to him. The story is fun. It's a lot. It's wild. It's so out there and bizarre that like you have to enjoy it. Number 8, coming in at number 8, Lords of Salem. This is a very slow burn movie. but it accomplishes what it sets out to do. It is very grimy, gritty looking, and it's just a creepy ass movie. Sherry Moon Zombie, Jeff Daniel Phillips plays such an amazing role in this film. Definitely need to check this one out if you have not seen it. Number 7, which I had mentioned last week, Rob Zombie's Halloween. I really enjoyed this. Went to see it in the theaters. Again, the backstory wasn't really needed, but this was Rob Zombie's film, and I was okay with it because it's not connected to the originals. So it's just his own version of Halloween, and I respect it, and I really do dig it. Number 6, don't know, like, people may even think that this movie shouldn't even be on here, but I'm telling you what, I fucking love this movie. And, like, honestly, if it wasn't for the other films in front of it, it most likely would have been number 1, because I was a fan of the Munsters growing up. I absolutely loved the Munsters growing up. And it was a lot of fun to watch. I love that black and white, and of course the monsters and everything like that. And it was comedy. It was comedy at its best. And Rob Zombie really hit it home. And he was a fan of the Munsters himself. So I don't think there was anybody else I would have trusted to do this film than Zombie. Because you could see the love that he had for the film pour out into the making of. And I think that he hit every comedic, and it was tough to watch. Like, I feel that people may have had a hard time with it because, like, the humor was dated, but that's what it was supposed to be. And I really enjoyed that movie. Jeff Daniel Phillips did an amazing job as Herman, and I think Fred Gwynne would have been proud. And Daniel Roebuck as Grandpa, holy shit. You could not have asked for a better grandpa. Next up, House of a Thousand Corpses. Listen, this movie was his first. I remember getting this from a dude on VHS bootleg at Domino's Pizza when I worked there. And like, even part of it was even still in black and white when I watched it. And it would cut in and out between color and black and white. And it was just so wild. And it was just scary. It was just really scary. And that's when we got introduced to Captain Spaulding and Otis Driftwood and Baby Firefly and the whole Firefly family. And the soundtrack is just as amazing and just as iconic as the movie itself. But I think this was a great first film for somebody. Number 4 was the sequel that I don't think anybody expected that was going to happen. Because anytime that you ask Sid Haig at conventions, is there ever going to be a third House of a Thousand Corpses? Or actually it was, why wouldn't Rob make another House of a Thousand Corpses movie? And everybody just would say, because we're fucking dead. And so when 3 from Hell came out, it came out from nowhere. And of course we heard the announcements, blah, blah, blah. But those announcements came out of nowhere. And 3 from Hell was a wild ride. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I was all for the Lucha Libre, Mexican fight at the end with the machetes. I mean, it was great. It was just a fun ride. Number 3 is Halloween 2. I had ranked this last week, and let me tell you, I will always love this movie. And I feel that what Zombie had done with it was make it unique and his own. And I highly respect it, and it will always rank high on my Rob Zombie film list. Number 2 is another one that I know a lot of people hate, and I don't understand the hate behind it. It's 31. I mean, it's genuinely Running Man, but Rob Zombie's version of a horror. Like, basically a group of rich socialites with powdered wigs and makeup kidnap a bunch of carnies, and they let them loose in this warehouse, basically. And all these people try to survive a different maniacal killer. I mean, what more could you want for that? I think it was so well done. Excuse me. Take a drink of my coffee from my Killer Clowns from Outer Space mug. Yes, so 31, absolutely phenomenal. I love that movie, and I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to it. I mean, I know they probably couldn't, but I would like to see it. I'm all for it. And like I said, Rob, keep making these. And I will tell you, even if you don't watch the movie, just pop it in. Whatever streaming site it's on, check it out. Watch the first opening monologue from Richard Brake. Excuse me. Richard Brake, I think 31 delivers the most memorable and intense monologue. And it is absolutely creepy and scary. And the fact that it's done in black and white too kind of adds like some kind of like power over you that just entrances you to keep watching. And number one of my Rob Zombie picks is, of course, Devil's Rejects. This is the most perfect sequel to a movie. And this is the movie that I feel that if you watch it, it is so, like, it makes you feel a certain type of way. Especially there is a pretty intense scene at the Kiki Palms Resort with Bill Moseley and Jeffrey Lewis and I can't think of her name now. But it is a trippy and just dirty scene. Like, it just makes you cringe watching it. But that's what actors do. And they sold this. They sold this scene. And their job was done. They made you feel that way, like uncomfortable. Sid Haig, Ken Foree in this movie, a plethora of horror genre cameos. Michael Berryman, E.G. Daily. Listen, E.G. Daily is wild. She was in 31 also. And if you don't know who E.G. Daily is, listen, E.G. Daily is amazing. She was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. She was in Better Off Dead. She voiced Tommy Pickles. Tommy Pickles from Rugrats. E.G. Daily. Yeah, that one. She was in Loverboy with Patrick Dempsey. And she went from that to a sadistic, sexualized clown in 31. I mean, she played an intense character. So there you have it. That is my top 9 picks. Well, top 9, that's all the movies that he's made so far. That is my rankings of the Rob Zombie films. And I hope everybody had a good time listening and tuning in this week to the horror of it all. Do me a favor, go over to Lights, Camera, Pop, hit subscribe. You can even subscribe at the Horror of It All podcast on Facebook, Lights, Camera, Pop Pod on Instagram. You can email at the Horror of It All podcast at gmail.com and Lights, Camera, Pop Pod at outlook.com. And go follow the links that I had told you earlier. I'll post them up too. But yeah, Brain Dead by Sunday, Time Bomb Toys, Monster Mart, Nomad _comics _collectibles. Go follow these cats right now because you are going to love their work. So until next time, I hope everybody has a great week. Let me know if you get to travel to a Spirit Halloween, because I'm waiting to see when they're open because I need to go because I'm ready. I'm ready for it. So on that happy note, everybody, have a great day. Have a great week. Stay spooky. And there will be a special episode next Monday. Sorry. No, there will be a new episode next Monday, and it's going to be a special one. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, stay tuned because I'm going to have a guest. Take care, everybody. Stay spooky.